We'll solve a simple problem on the force analysis of spur gears. The problem is given something like this. The pitch circles of a train of spur gears are shown in the figure. Gear A receives 3.5 kW power at 700 rpm through its shaft and rotating in the clockwise direction. Gear B is the idle gear and gear C is the driven gear. The number of teeth on A, B, C are 30, 60 and 40 respectively. Module is 5 mm. Calculate torque on each gear shaft, component of gear tooth forces. Draw the freeboard diagram of force and determine the reaction on the idle gear shaft. Assume the 20-degree pressure angle for all gears. This is the arrangement. Gear A is the driving gear. Gear B is idle gear, means it won't transmit any movement to its own shaft. So gear A receives power from its shaft, that is 3.5 kilowatt, that will be transferred to gear B, but gear B won't transmit any movement to its shaft, and whatever it is receiving, that will be transferred to gear C only. That's why this is called as idle gear. This is rotating in the clockwise direction, that's why this will rotate in the counterclockwise direction like this. As this is rotating in the counterclockwise direction, this will rotate like this, that is the clockwise direction. Okay. Now draw the freeboard diagram. Separate all the gear wheels like this. This is rotating in the clockwise direction like this, means this gear wheel A will transmit power in this direction, in the downward direction, onto gear wheel B. That's why this will rotate like this. Power is transmitted from A to B, means the tangential component of gear teeth force is transferred from A to B. The tangential component of gear teeth force will be in this direction, that is downward direction, that will act like this on gear wheel B. This is PT. As some force is acting on this particular gear wheel, the reaction will be acting on the first gear wheel, that will be the opposite direction, that is PT. Okay. In this way you have to identify the tangential component and its reaction on the driven gear. PR is the separating force that will act along the radial direction like this. This is the force, this is the opposite reaction. Next, if you take B and C, this B is now driving gear for gear wheel C, this is the driven gear. So that's why as it is rotating in the counterclockwise direction like this, the tangential component of its gear teeth force will be in the upward direction, in this direction, that is transferred to gear wheel C like this. Here you will get the force in this direction, that is PT dash. This is the force, means opposite reaction will be there on gear wheel B in the opposite direction, that is PT dash. Separating force is transferred to gear wheel C like this, PR dash. Reaction will be there on this, that is PR dash. Now as gear wheel B is the idle gear, whatever amount of tangential force it will receive, the same amount will be transferred to gear wheel C. That means PT dash equal to PT and PR dash equal to PR, as gear wheel B is the idle gear. Next, this is the given data. Now to calculate the moment, you need to know power. Power is given, speed is given, you can get moment. Once moment is known, to get the PT value you need to find dA. dA equal to m into ZA, then you can get PT. Okay. Now MA value first you calculate taking this equation. KW is known, power is known, N is known, you will get MA. After finding MA, to get PT you need to have dA. dA equal to m into ZA, you will get the dA value 150 mm. Now you calculate the PT value, then PT dash equal to PT. To get MC value, moment on gear wheel, moment on gear wheel B is anyway 0 because it's idle gear. Some moment will be there on gear wheel C, that is equal to PT dash into DC by 2. DC value you have to find, DC equal to M into ZC. Then you will get MC. Now 3 moments you have determined. Next you have to find the radial component of the gear teeth force, PR. PR equal to PT tan alpha. You will get some value like this. PR dash equal to PR. Now you have to find the reaction at the shaft of gear wheel B. That means here you have to find the reaction. To find the reaction here, observe the force acting here. This PR dash is acting along this 45 degree line, and this PT is also along this 45 degree line. That means PT is parallel to this 45 degree line. These two forces are parallel forces acting along this line. That means the net force is PR dash plus PT. Then opposite reaction will be PT plus PR dash. Okay. Then what are the force acting along this 45 degree line? PR and this PT dash. These two are again two parallel forces acting in this direction. The net force is PR plus PT dash. Then reaction will be in the opposite direction, that is PR plus PT dash. Now find the resultant of these two forces, that is the resultant reaction. Reaction at R be equal to root over PT plus PR dash square plus PT dash plus PR square. You will get the final value like this. In this way you can solve the problems related to gate teeth force in spur gears. Thanks for watching my video. If you like my video, please subscribe to my channel